victory. Most recent, Lennox Wallach of Colombia, his opponent in the semis. And Jordan Burroughs, Carter Starocci, his 4 matches here have been close, none wider than a 6-point gap.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been himself. I mean, you can see the large knee brace on his right leg. He's been a little bit limited and hindered by the injury that he sustained about a month ago.
Early blood.
We got blood right away.
Early blood time.
Rock made a great statement to me earlier. Starocci and Rocco Welsh have wrestled before. And it wasn't as blowout as much as you would think.
No, it was a very much, Rocco Welsh was in that match.
And he was healthy.
And he was healthy, you're right.
And he was healthy when they wrestled. Let's see what happens if he's not quite at 100%.
Well, Starocci, he's typically a guy that dominates the field. Coming into the Big Ten Championships, he was a guy that was in the lead for the Hodge race because he had been pretty dominant throughout the entirety of the season. But he gave up the first takedown in his first 2 matches of the tournament, which he rarely gives up takedowns. He's a really hard guy to get to. Rocco Welsh is going to see if he can capitalize on the difficulty of him moving that right leg and being mobile here.
Well, Rocco Welsh, freshman, but he's so physically strong. Has been in some really big matches over the course of his young career. And it seems very poised in the big moment.
In Ohio State's having a sneaky good tournament. Got 2 guys in the finals, already a national champion in Jesse Mendez at 141 pounds, and got an opportunity to have a true freshman try to stop history here. You know what Rocco Welsh reminds me of? It's kind of like a no-hitter. You're in the bottom of the 9th inning, and you've got a guy on the brink of doing something extremely special. Can he stop Carter Starocci from doing what most believe is inevitable?
And if he's going to do it, it's not going to be with a bunt.
No.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
I would try to bunt. Somebody had a no-hitter on me, I'm bunt. I'm going to walk up to the plate, point to the field like I'm going to hit a home run, and I'm going to bunt.
Be the Babe Ruth of bunting.
I'm going to do the Babe Ruth of bunting.
We talk about the youth of Ohio State. They have 7 guys that came to the NCAAs that had no experience in the NCAAs, and look how they're performing right now. Coach Ryan said one thing. He said, don't let stress become distress. And these young guys have proven that they can be in a tough situation and still perform.
Well, and here's another thing about Ohio State. You look at Penn State, you look at the landscape of college wrestling, you look at the seniors, you look at the people leaving lineups and who's returning. And when you look at Ohio State, they get a couple guys to develop out of their room, or they go and get a guy from somewhere else. And Ohio State has an opportunity to go chase them dudes down like they did that year with Kyle Snyder and all those guys. They won that national title.
That's right. They built a really good team. And that was really the start of the transfers, when they got a great guy like Joey McKenna at 141 pounds to fill in with Keyshawn Hayes and Nathan Tomasello and Kyle Snyder and the Jordan brothers. We got a stalling already.
Yeah, these refs on that stall call tonight.
Well, here's the thing. I'm very impressed with how physical Welsh is, that he's going right there with Carter Starocci, not really conceding.
A lot of offense though for Starocci. He recognizes how important it is for him to get a score early. I mean, Welsh has got blood on his forehead. He's got blood on his face.
These little half shots are making a difference. Just keep shooting them out.
That ref's gonna get him again.
That's the second stall on Welsh and the first point for Starocci.
That's quick, Rob.
With experience in this Ohio State room, Rocco Welsh said on the podium last night, one of his biggest influences, a 3-time All-American teammate who's not wrestling this year, Sammy Sasso. He was shot last year. He's on the road to recovery. We hope to see him back out on the mat soon. But one of the biggest reasons that he went to Columbus, Ohio, and has remained one of his biggest influences there in the room.
One thing I didn't expect from Carter Starocci going into this tournament is him to be the guy that was pushing the pace on everybody. That's one thing he's done really, really well this weekend. He has been very physical. He set the pace for every match he's been in. He's made these guys wrestle the type of matches that he wants. So while the guy making the stall calls a little quickly, Carter has set that pace and making him do it.
And as they start the second, Angel Rivera reminding Welsh of the 2 stall calls against him.
Angel.
Down 1. Stop.
More blood. More blood.
Red.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Angel Rivera is very aware there. He didn't want to have to call him for stalling. He saw the blood. Let's reset this. Let me try to keep myself out of the match. I don't want to be forced into a situation where I got to be playing a part in this match.
Usually when you see freshmen keeping the match close with a multiple-time national champion, All-American, you start to think that they're getting more and more confident. But Carter Starocci's been in so many tight matches, and of all the things that he has with his ability, his technique, it's his mental toughness and the dog in him that he will not concede anything.
Yeah, he's showed a lot of determination and grit. Any skepticism we had about his ability to stay focused and to go out and compete at a high level has been alleviated. Look at this. This was the last dual meet of the season. He gets himself intertwined with opponent from Edinburgh and finds himself going into the Big Ten tournament with a knee injury. It's undisclosed. No one knows exactly what happened, but that knee brace is a big indication that it was serious.
Right away, he took his headgear off. He knew he was hurt. He knew he was hurt.
And so that's why he's the #9 seed here. That was a big topic of discussion before the brackets came out. Where would Carter Starocci get seeded? Because he had to take 1 second injury defaults in 2 matches at the Big Tens.
And you saw initially on our brackets, we got him early. He was the 7th seed, and then they reseeded the bracket. I tell you, man, for one day, I was the most important man in NCAA wrestling. I told everyone I had the brackets early. I just never showed them. Everybody was calling me Rock. I was important, man. I'm like, you guys would not believe this. They're like, what? I got the brackets.
You got my number.
Can I know? Can I know? No, you had it too. You just didn't check the email. You could have been the man, bro. It felt so good.
As Welsh stays in there in the middle, he's going to have to make a tough decision. That's, do you want to go underneath Carter Starocci? But Carter Starocci's holding center. He's staying right in that NCAA. His feet are in there. He's staying right in the middle like a phone booth. You're just going to stand there and battle, hand fight. This is very tiresome.
Jordan, if you're Rocco Welsh, are all your attacks going to the bandaged leg?
Absolutely. I'm
right?
attacking that thing like crazy. But you know what? Rocco Welsh is still young, and one of the last parts of your game to develop as a college wrestler when you make that transition from high school is your hand fight.
Yep.
It takes a long time to learn how to stay disciplined in the center, to stay poised, to continue to control ties and hold your ground. And you can see that's why Carter Starocci is beating him up here in the center.
Yeah, Carter's really good with the hands, always in control. You hear Logan Stever telling him to keep wrestling. Starocci is playing the game too.
Yep.
A lot of little knee shots. Yep.
Those half shots.
Not a knee shot to walking back to the edge of the mat.
That's a good call there. You're right. Those are half shots, but keeping his opponent honest. So let's see what Welsh decides to do.
He doesn't have to go bottom, right? 2-0, you don't have to go bottom.
But if you go neutral, you risk giving up another stalling call relatively quickly because Starocci's played the game really well.
Starocci on the mat, and on top, we've seen it all tournament.
That's right.
Well, let's think about this. This puts Welsh in a pretty good situation to maybe sneak one out.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be much. He can play the game just as well and sneak it out.
Meet Displate Lumino. The new generation of illuminated art is here.
He gets it.
Yep.
Well, one of the things about injuries, guys, typically it sharpens up all your other senses, right?
Yep.
When you lose the ability to be flexible and mobile with your right leg, all of a sudden you start to understand, okay, I've got to hold center, I've got to hand fight, control the wrist, control ties, do things I wouldn't typically do. He looks really sharp and disciplined in the stance.
Well, one of the things about Welsh is if he doesn't get this score relatively early, Starocci's going to continue to move him off to the edge, trying to get him caught stalling again. But now Welsh is the one on the gas.
Yeah, and Starocci's looking notably different in this third period. He went from going centered, forward pressure, to now backwards. I don't love it, but he's looking to protect his lead now up 2-0 late in the match.
You're right. You're right about that.
It's noticeable. It's very noticeable.
We were saying in the second period, we were saying Carter Starocci's right at the NCAA. No, he's the other way around. And Welsh is still in this match. It doesn't take much.
Where's that call? Where's that stall call, Angel?
Well, Welsh isn't shooting. That's the problem. He's moving, but he's not really shooting.
Good job by Starocci there, circling off the edge. You hear the crowd starting to... They're starting to moan. Nice re-attack there by Starocci.
If I'm Starocci, you're smart. Hold on to the leg. He's got to shelf it. Look how he locks out that foot. Locks out the hamstring. Elevates.
Yeah.
Welsh had his foot off the mat.
Hey, he ain't showing no love here. No love lost. They're like, hey, bro, I don't care what you're trying to win tonight.
What a re-attack by Starocci.
8 seconds left. Let's see what he can do.
Go backwards.
Oh, he's in a circle, yep.
That's not circling. That's going backwards.
Run away. I'll win 2-1. I'm good with it.
Well, with one member of an exclusive club watching in the other corner, Logan Stieber. Now Carter Starocci joins that club. He is the 6th four-time Division I wrestling champion.
What a phenomenal career. You know, there's extra love there. Extra love. Watch him go and hug the trainer, too, because that's a real champion this weekend.
Yes.
That guy had the last month to get this guy in shape and prepared to make history. Sometimes when you're injured and you're in position, it really humbles you because you got to rely on your team. You can no longer be the one-man show. You're not the warrior anymore. All of a sudden, you become into this person where you have to rely on everyone. And that's a lot of humility that he had to operate with this weekend. So the trainer, shout out to him. He's the real champion for PSU.
And let me tell you something, bro. Carter Starocci getting through this, very impressive. Carter Starocci becoming the national champion, ripping off that big brace. Look at all the tape underneath that brace. This man was stitched together to get into the NCAA tournament, wins it, and he still has a year eligible.